Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Boom Boom Room with Whispers Across America.
Whispered.
That was a little different than last time. You're
Change it
improving,
up.
Ted. You're improving. Nah, every one of them's great when you say it. Every one of them. We are. How you been? First of all.
Good, man. Just it's kind of a little bit cooler out here in Cali lately, so I've been enjoying that, and definitely in the mood for the spooky.
Well, I wish I was in Cali because it feels like the pits of hell here. 100 degrees, man, plus index. It's bonkers, really. But I mean, what can you expect at summertime? So probably another 6 weeks of this, maybe. Maybe.
That's the deal.
Yeah, I'm looking like the end of September. I've always remembered memories. The state fair comes here in Arkansas, and I remember as a kid and a teenager, we'd always wear a light jacket at the end of September. So, and God, I'm probably like everybody. I love October, man. October, November, December. I'm just, I don't know if I don't know where I've gotten older, and the heat gets to me. I love the cold, man. The cool weather, at least. So.
Yeah. I think fall's probably my favorite too.
Yeah. The spring will come in second, but I don't like about spring because all the damn bugs come alive. They're spooky in their own sense.
Yeah, dude. Have you ever seen a close-up photo of the face of an ant?
No.
Dude. Yeah, dude. That you should look it up, dude. It is so freaky, man.
Really?
They're like tiny monsters, dude.
Really?
The face of an ant is crazy.
Really? I had to look at it. Y'all have me looking at ant photos before I go to bed and have nightmares.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll listen to like these cryptic stories and encounters before I go to sleep. Man, I'll fall asleep, wake up, have nightmares, and I gotta turn them off.
Man, yeah. I don't have a lot of nightmares, but if I eat something real late, that's gonna be some dream fuel. And then the other, I remember, dude, it's like a week ago, and I, you know how sometimes like you wake up in the morning but you're still groggy, you still want to like sleep in, right?
Yeah.
So it's the weekend, so I'm trying to sleep in, right? And man, and I ate late the night before. I think of like pizza and ice cream, right? So, man, I just got this doozy nightmare, and it wakes me up. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm trying to sleep. So then I go back to sleep, and I get a different nightmare. I'm like, I'm trying to sleep. And then, the third time I got a different nightmare, man. 3 in a row.
Wow, 3 banger.
And then I was like, okay, I'm awake. I'm getting up.
Yeah. Well, usually, the way I wake up is BB does a shake, and he knows that it wakes me up. Like, you know how dogs like shake the water off of them? He does that, and he must knows that wakes me up, And he does it every time. That's what wakes me up. It's like it's time to go out. And yeah, he won't usually have an accident. I don't call it accident. It's actually on purpose. But he got a little spot that he'll go pee, and he's done it. I was thinking this yesterday. This is why I know we're spooky, but this is spooky. Dog pissing. But he's done it 3 times in a year, so he's good. But there's a bath mat, and had to get rid of the other one. But it's a new bath mat, and he'll go in the bathroom. Now, if I leave the door shut, he will not pee at all. You know what I mean? If you go, but I notice if I don't take him out before we go to bed, that's it. You know, he'll pee. But he's done it about 3 times, maybe 4 in a year. So he's pretty good. But I did tell you the story what he done to my son, didn't I? Ever tell you? Okay. I don't know why anybody knew he'll do this. I've seen him do this a couple other times. I was here maybe a couple weeks, man, still trying to adjust, you know, from everything, it was a nightmare. I had to move from the land I bought, and relationship for 6 years ended. So I've been here still trying to get used, because I ain't been around my son or lived with him since he's been 12. So, and we've talked and had a relationship in the last 5 years, which now we're super close because it's been almost 3 years I've been here, believe it or not, in February. So I'm down in the living room because I haven't bought a bed yet, and he's going to bed because he's got to go to work, So I hear something just barreling down the stairways, because our bedrooms are upstairs in this apartment, townhouse, whatever. He comes running down the stairs. I didn't know what was going on. You know how you get startled? Man, he's got his bed sheets. He cussing. I said, what's wrong? What's wrong? I start going. He said, the dog effing shit on my bed, and I laid in it, and he laid in it. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. And he's in his boxers, man. He's just stomping.
Oh no.
I've never seen him that mad ever. Like 3 days later, 2 or 3 days later, he laughed about it. But at that moment, I've never seen him that mad. Ever. And since then, I've never seen that man. But I mean, he got now, he really, he loves BB, and they're close now. He knows when he comes in from work, and he's got a couple cats, and they're really close. He go down there and he's got to get petted by my son. So, but man, I'm telling you, dude, I felt so freaking bad. I'm not gonna lie. I was, because I'm kind of trying to adjust to being here. It was weird, and I didn't know I was.
He must have had a little spooky doggy nightmare, man.
He had something. But anyway, sorry about the long intro, guys. We get on rabbit trail, but it is spooky.
So what's our state? This time on our
Indiana,
and our great march across the USA.
It's home of
spooky,
home
spooky
of Larry Bird.
Larry Bird,
spooky nose he had or has.
Okay.
Yeah, Larry Bird. You remember Larry Bird?
Basketball player.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
He's famous from Indiana, and John Cougar Mellencamp from Indiana. I think.
Hey, all right.
Oh, I tell you, the most famous people from Indiana.
Well, John Cougar Mellon, they're pretty famous. Those dudes.
No, Bob and A-Cup.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Our gaming buddies.
Bob and A-Cup. Bob Cadaver and A-Cup plays. So.
Well, I heard that that State of Decay 3 might be delayed a little bit.
Oh man.
I heard there's been some layoffs of staff recently, so it might slow things down a little bit.
Yeah, dude. I mean, we see it coming.
Our little gaming group is still
holding it together,
waiting for it.
Well, I mean, this is spooky. The game is spooky, and it is all scary. And but Congrex's Prime, he called it, dude. He did. He made a couple videos, and he was saying that it might be delayed, but it makes me sick, man, because that game right there is very very dear to my heart. That's how I met everybody in our community.
It's a good one.
It's a good one.
I sent you that face of the I sent you the photo of the
All right.
ant face. You gotta take a look, dude.
Let me
You
look
gotta
at. Oh shit! That's scary. You sure?
That's the real face of an ant.
Wow, dude.
It's pretty damn scary looking.
That's pretty damn spooky. I'm not gonna lie. Are you sure that's an ant?
Yeah, dude. That's
I
a freaking
believe
ant.
you.
That's an ant face, man.
Damn. That is spooky.
Yeah.
I've never seen a creature. I didn't think that. Man, it kind of looks like that fish, you know, to get the bottom of the ocean a little bit.
Oh
What's
yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
got the little
anglerfish.
anglerfish, yeah.
With the big jaw, with the sharp teeth.
Uh-huh.
You know.
Man,
of course, that photo is magnified up about 1,000 times, 10,000 times. You know.
Yeah, could you imagine one like full grown like a human?
Oh,
with that face? I don't know, man.
I'd have to put Raid in a machine gun.
Yeah, something, dude. Do you get flies bad out there in California?
Oh yeah, we get flies. Yep, we get flies. If there's a rodent that dies in somebody's attic, you know, a lot of times they'll get the blowflies.
Yeah.
You know, and then we get different kind of flies. Up in the mountains, people get the black flies. They bite.
Yeah, I've been on farms that are called horse flies.
Yep.
And they bite the piss out of you, and they keep biting you.
Yeah. Yep. A lot of them are attracted to you know, the smell of you know, the smell of rotting meat or rotting fruits or veggies. You know, that sort of thing.
Well, on farms there's a lot of manure, you know, and I think that's what you're attracted to. But before we get started, I'll tell you this: up in North Dakota, I used to work back there about 15 years ago, and they had so many mosquitoes. It was on the line of Minnesota that they were so bad in flies when you'd work. I'd have to carry spray on me, fly spray, and when I had to spray inside my truck while I was working outside so that they wouldn't accumulate in my truck. And when you drive the back roads in North Dakota, that's what I'm saying. I'm from North Dakota and Minnesota. That up there in Northeast, it is a lot of little ponds. North Dakota's weird, man. There's a lot of little ponds, like you'll go and just like bodies of water everywhere on a lot of different roads. But I think but you'll be going on back roads and you'll see a cloud just in the road and you'll hit it and it'll be bugs and you have to pull over and clean your windshield. That's how freaking bad. And if you didn't clean it that night, at the car wash, and there's I've seen car washes and nothing in the town but a car wash. I know that's freaky. It's weird up there, you know, but it's a cool place, nice people. And you'd have to, it would stink rotten, those bugs, the next day with the heat, you know. But it's a beautiful place, man. It's weird. I
mean, they had so many bugs up there, they need a bug cemetery.
Jesus, man, you need something
dedicated just to bugs, you know.
Yes.
Little tiny headstones, little tiny.
One more story. Up there in North Dakota, I gotta tell you, I'm on a story. I know. Longest intro I've ever seen. It's very scary. There is I think it's a radio tower. I think it's in North Dakota. Might be south. I think it's North Dakota. I done a job like not a mile from there, and I was seeing a video about it, and they had an angle of showing it, and I could see the job that I painted from that video. It was really cool. I was going to tell you that, but I painted a farm, you know, done some aluminum work, and look that up, dude. It's like the tallest radio tower. It's so huge. But anyway, it's like that. It reminds me of that movie where the two girls are on the radio tower. I think it's Fall. Look, watch it. It's really good. It's called Fall. Yep. But anyway, if you want to get started, I know you got to work.
I mean, on the topic of cemeteries. So Indiana, in a place, Clay County, Indiana, and they have a cemetery with 100 steps.
Damn.
Now, the cemetery is nestled in the wooded hills of rural Brazil, Indiana. And this haunting graveyard is known as the 100 Steps Cemetery, dating back to the 1860s. During the day, it appears like any other small, weather-worn cemetery. But at night, especially under a moonless sky, it becomes a place of dread for locals and a rite of passage for thrill seekers. The legend is if you walk up the long stone staircase in the dead of night, exactly 100 steps, you must count each step aloud. When you reach the top, you'll be standing in front of a crumbling mausoleum. There, you're to turn toward the open field. Close your eyes and wait. Locals say a dark figure, the ghost of the cemetery's first caretaker, will appear before you. Without speaking, he'll show you a vision of how you will die. The vision is cold and vivid, etched into your mind like a memory that hasn't happened yet. Once it's over, you must walk back down the stairs, again, counting each step. But here's the terrifying part. If the number of steps you count on the way down is not 100, the death vision was real. It's said that those who receive different step counts are often found dead under mysterious circumstances within the year. Some versions of the story tell of people being dragged down the steps by unseen hands or hearing whispers behind them. Others claim to have felt the cold breath of something standing right behind them as they waited for the vision. Despite being a popular haunt for paranormal investigators, no one has ever been able to disprove the legend or survive breaking its rules.
Wow. So what they saying then? If you don't count the steps, you're going, right?
Well, they're basically saying, they said, like, you know, if you count each step on the way up, and it should be 100. Now,
Okay.
Once you receive this vision, and you're supposed to head back down the hill, and you're supposed to count the steps on the way back.
Uh-huh.
Now, if you do not count 100, then the vision was real.
Okay.
But if you count 100, then it was just a vision, just a possibility, a possibility.
Damn. So that's some kind of like a nightmare. That's freaking crazy.
So here's the thing. Let's say there's 100 steps. And you're starting on the ground, and you go from 1 and then up to the last step up at the top is 100, right?
Yeah.
So you're standing on the last step, I assume. Okay.
Yeah.
Because it's at the height of the upper level. Now, if you turn around and you start you put your foot down onto the next step down and say 1, right?
Yeah.
But by the time you're gonna get to the bottom, you're not gonna be counting 100 because you are standing on the 100th step. So you're always always counting 99.
Yeah.
So
So you're
always
So yeah, you're screwed, dude. Straight up.
Dude, that would, I mean, if you man, 100 steps to get, dang, how, this must be on a hill. This must be on a big hill, man.
Gotta be.
100 steps to get up there. Woo.
Man, there's no way I'd just go there. You know?
I mean, you got to warm up and stretch before you, before you
damn,
go
dude,
there. Dude.
I'd have a heart attack. That people dying mysteriously because of damn steps. That's why.
You got to wear your gym shoes, man. Take that one.
Man.
But it's a little bit, it's kind of interesting, man. Like this one kind of reminds me a little bit of the Whispering Man.
Uh-huh.
With this silent person who kind of like walks up and then
Yeah.
of course in this story the caretaker ghost doesn't speak but gives you a vision that stays with you.
Man, that's spooky shit, you it's me. For real.
But, it's dude, I kind of want to see what this cemetery looks like at night though,
Yeah.
Being Indiana, man, from the 1860s, I bet this thing is a classic cemetery.
Oh,
I bet it looks.
This.
I bet, if you were to envision a cemetery from, any of your favorite horror movies, dude, this place would be the cemetery.
Yeah. Pretty spooky, dude.
But I think cemeteries are kind of like that at night. Because I actually drove by a cemetery today, and I looked over, and it was in full daylight, and there was tons of flowers everywhere, and I was thinking to myself, like a lot of times a cemetery looks creepy, but this cemetery looks pretty. It looks, like a nice place where you could go and pay respects and remembrances to your ancestors or whoever's there that was important to you. And
at nights when they spooky, but the cemeteries you got around here, they got an older one not far from here, and I think the famous Judge Parker, from where he's from this town, was the hanging judge, and he won't get into that, but he's buried there from the 1800s. But I've seen a grave, the oldest grave I think I've seen was like from late 1700s.
wow.
Yeah, in an old cemetery here, and
Wow.
4 or 5 graves it is. And
Wow.
and then I'll tell you this, always go on rabbit trails. My ex's friend, they went to this dude's house. We all did, and to get something, we go over there, and this guy's this karate instructor. Nice house. He's a karate instructor, and then he's like builds houses. Beautiful house, beautiful door he had. Long story short, he goes out here and he says, "Look at this." He was on a tractor and was, cleaning some of his land up, and he found a tombstone, and it was from like 1890s. Yeah. And he said ever since that he knocked it over, strange shit been happening, like on his land.
Way.
Yep, stuff was been going missing. You triggered a memory, with tombstone. And anyway, it had all the Mason signs on it and weird signs. I looked at it. And I forgot the dude's name, Frank something, but he put it on Facebook to try to see, and he marked the spot where it's at. Now, he said he was going to get a hold of somebody in the county, but I never did know what happened with that. But the dude was he wasn't really, I guess he was kind of a weird guy, because, being a karate instructor and building houses, and then he said, "I got to show you something." He's like weird kind of that way. And I said, "Man, he kind of freaked me out." He opened up the door, had this closet, and there was nothing like size 13 shoes, Nike shoes, like I don't know how many pairs. I don't know if he said 80 or 90 pairs. His son was in college or something, basketball, and Nike didn't give him all them shoes. His son, and he was showing me all of them, but it was, I'm telling you, some weird shit I've seen. But anyway, he was telling me some stuff was going on his property. Yeah, that was the whole point of that story. But yeah, he knocked it over on accident, man.
Dang.
In the woods. He didn't know it was there. I mean, looked like when he bought the place.
The dude was a mason. And the dude was a mason.
Yeah, he had Mason sounded all on. Yep.
Yeah.
Mason. It was
began at the Freemasons.
Yep, Freemasons.
And in the Middle Ages, from stonemasons.
Yep.
And they developed a fraternal order. I guess kind of a club.
What do you think of them?
They emphasize. I don't really know. Enough about them, but I guess their key principles of the Freemasons. There's 4. One is brotherhood.
Yep.
One is moral uprightness. One is charity, and one is self improvement.
Yep.
So
well,
now
go ahead.
I guess in its history, there have been, it's interesting because I guess the Catholic Church kind of denounced the Freemasons.
Yeah, they did.
And then,
yep.
And there was, but I guess if you're putting yourself up as a belief system with principles that sort of guide people in structuring their way of being, that you'd have the church would see that as competition.
Yeah, I mean, it's like this. Okay, I've heard a lot of negative stuff about the Freemasons, and here's the situation about it. What I think personally, I don't know personally. My father, when you said about the Catholics, he was a Mason, but he denounced them, he told me. And he never told me why. He passed away with MS in 2000, but he had a Mason ring that he got rid of. I know that when he went to initiation, I was a baby. My mom told me that the guys come in somebody had to speak for you, because I had 2 uncles that were Masons. And the guys come in the where the house where Mom and Dad lived, and I guess they had a statue of Mary up, and which we wasn't Catholic. I don't know why they had it up, and they wouldn't accept my father. So when he was working in Kentucky, I guess he went to the lodge there that my uncle belonged to, or whatever it's called, and he become a Mason then. But he denounced them, Now, here's the deal. My grandfather, never met. He was a Mason, the highest you could go, and what's the other one? The Scottish Rite. The ones that got the hat that drives the little cars and stuff.
Oh, yeah. The fez. The fezzes. They call those hats that hat's called a fez.
Fez, yeah. He was one of those. I do not know why I can't think of him right now.
Oh, I know. They were all in the parade.
Yeah, they got, because my grandfather's got St. Jude's over there in Memphis. My grandfather's got a plaque in there, up on the wall. He was very high and done a lot of work. What did he call him, man? Oh my God, Ted, look it up or something.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh man, because Shriners.
Shriners. There you go. Shriners. Because you got the Shriners Hospital.
Yeah.
See, and I can't talk bad about them, not because of my grandfather or nothing, but they do a lot of work for children and stuff, the Shriners. But I have heard a lot of negative shit, like conspiracy theory stuff and stuff like that. Now, would I be a Mason? No. Well, I'm too old, and I've been asked a couple times, because in a small town where I grew up, the guy that owns the funeral home, that done, you know, my relative's funeral, mom and dad and my grandma. He's the guy that owns it. He's asked me, you know, a couple times, you know, because they used to not been able to ask. In the old days, they couldn't ask, you know what I mean? You had to ask. But I guess their attendance are so low in the numbers now that they can recruit, you know, ask and everything. And then I think they screen you and everything. But from what I understand, like back in the day, when my uncles and stuff were working, you know, to get a good rep and, you know, showing they was good people, that's why they joined. That's what he told me. You know what I mean? Yeah. But I'll tell you something weird, and I'll let you talk. I was he's dead now. It was my mom's first cousin. He was an older man, and we was in the hospital waiting room. And I was like 14, 15. I said, hey, so-and-so. I called him uncle, even though he was my mom's first cousin. I said, what about the Masons and stuff? He got mad. Don't you be talking like that, boy. They might be listening. And he started saying, you don't know what you're talking about. He started looking around. Yeah, I mean, he started tripping out, dude, about talking about the Masons. He did. So I don't know about him, Ted. I don't know how we segue into that. We're all over the place, but
well, I mean, I was just thinking that tombstone that your friend upturned.
Yeah. I'm enjoying it. I don't mind the rabbit trails. I'm just saying.
And he was he had the Freemason symbol on the tombstone. So
but I was telling stories, but I know people enjoy them. I think people enjoy them. People has told me they enjoy us, you know, whatever I guess we could talk about French fries and shit, and they'd probably listen.
So from Indiana, dude, Indiana, man, I was just looking up the stats on the state, dude. It's like it's pretty white up there, man.
Is it?
It's like 75% white people.
I think Montana is the most whitest.
Okay.
I think, dude, I'm pretty sure Montana is, or something like that. I mean, I don't know why that it's majority of Caucasian up in Indiana.
I don't know.
That's a weird
what's
fact. The next one.
But wait, and then the Indiana people are called Hoosiers.
Yeah, Hoosiers.
Why?
Why are they called Hoosiers, Ted?
There's two people debate the origin of the term Hoosier. Back in the day, the local dialect, when it used to be the first theory is that the people back there, when they were greeting each other, they would say, "Who's here? Who's here?" Except it came out like, "Who's here?" Now that's one theory, and then the second theory is that it came from that the populace used to be kind of belligerent with each other, and it was a fighting term, like to say whose ear, like whose ear am I gonna bite? Whose ear?
Man, that's nuts. Indiana people is a little weird, aren't they?
So I guess the first one is a little more friendly.
Yeah.
The second one is a little more aggressive, but
that is weird.
But anyway, man, not to hold you up for that second one.
No, that's okay. Okay, here we go. My first one is called The Butcher of Morgan Hollow. Back in the early 1900s, tucked deep within the thick woods of Morgan County, Indiana, there was a stretch of land called Morgan's Hollow. A place so isolated even the locals avoided it. At the end of the muddy trail stood a small riding cabin. This was the home of Jebediah Black, a reclusive old butcher with a cruel reputation. Jebediah had once worked in a meatpacking plant in Bloomington, but after a bad accident involving a cleaver in a co-worker's hand, he vanished into the hills. But animals kept disappearing, then people. By the 1920s, children started vanishing. First travelers, then locals. One day, a group of hunters was stumbling across Jebediah's cabin. What they found inside was a slaughterhouse of horror. Hooks hung from the rafters, not for pigs, but for human bodies. Each one flayed open and gutted like patchwork, was stretched across a frame in the corner, like he was making a soup from the dead. One man vomited when he found a child's skull inside a stew pot, still with tufts of blonde hair floating in the greasy water. Jesus. Man, this is weird. In the center of the room was Jebediah smiling, his body already bloated with rot, but his eyes open, sewn into his skull as they'd never closed, like he had done it himself. No one ever figured out how he died. The authorities burned the place to the ground, but hikers still report strange things in the woods. Smell of copper and smoke, butcher knives hanging from trees, and worse, screams that sound like they're being peeled out of someone's throat. The most chilling part, some say he still wanders the hollow, stitched together with the skin of his victims, cleaver in hand, looking for fresh cuts to add to his collection. Dude, I didn't know it was going to be that gory. Man, I've never heard of him.
That's a horror movie right there.
Yep.
If any one of these stories gives me a nightmare tonight, man, it's going to be this one.
Oh, Jebediah.
We're Sam and Dean Winchester when we need them, man. We need them to go burn the bones.
Yeah, burn the bones, throw some salt or something, dude. What did they say? He was
He was a butcher.
I know, but he stitched together. Okay, he said that.
So he looks like Frankenstein now.
Yeah, in the center of the room was Jebediah smiling, his body already bloated with rot, but his eyes open, sewn into his skull so they'd never close, like he'd done it himself. No one figured out how he died. Wow. So, what did he sewed his eyes open? Wow.
I mean, I guess he did, man.
Dude.
He was I mean, now either Jebediah did it before he died,
Yeah,
because he just wanted to, and maybe he thought that would somehow
resurrect himself.
Resurrect himself. Keep him well. I mean, according to legend, man, maybe it worked. He's still out there in the woods, around his cabin. But you got to think that cabin is probably gone by now, though.
Oh yeah, they burned it to the ground. They said.
Oh, they burned it.
Yeah, the authorities and stuff, and man, doing that to humans and children, eating them and stuff. What is the deal with human flesh? I bet you it's something that's really, if you eat like human flesh, there's probably some kind of drug or something. You know what I mean? That makes you want more. It's got to be, because it's so sadist and sacrilegious. It's got to be some kind of spiritual thing with it. That's my opinion.
Well, I mean, that's how back in the 1800s people thought people became a Wendigo.
Yeah.
But now, I mean, for thousands of years with certain cultures around the world, warrior cultures.
Yeah.
That certain of these cultures believe that you would consume your enemy to take their power.
Yeah.
Their life force and their power. And somehow made you more powerful.
Yeah. But I know the Native Americans would cut their body parts off because they believed if you would butcher them when they go in the afterlife, they'd be missing that part. And
yeah, man. But I get there has to be something kind of primal about it in our instincts that we just know we are not supposed to do that.
Well, I mean,
because it goes against like we're social creatures, I mean, most of us, the great majority of human beings, help others, and so this is like like the ultimate gross out, man.
Yeah. But you think about this, I've heard people talk. Okay, you got to have some kind of morality. Even if you're not a Bible believer or Christian, I mean, a regular person, if you're atheist, whatever, got to have some kind of morality about you to go through life and society, no matter what you believe. You've got to have them morals, man, because anybody to do something like that.
Yeah, I mean, if you were brought up from a baby, with any kind of love at all, you're gonna that part of you is gonna be developed, so you don't become a monster. But then again, we know that the opposite could happen too.
Yep, that's right. That's right.
Is it they people who are brought up in tragic situations, and they've never known love, and
it's sad, dude.
It's develop into the actual monsters.
Yep. And exactly.
But that with this story, okay, this is real scary, real what do you call that? The gross out factor and all, gore factor, right?
Yeah.
But terrifying. But what was the deal? Because the only thing we know about this guy's origin is that he cut off one of his coworkers' hand with a butcher knife, right? And that's how he started.
Yeah.
So, there must have been something. There must be more to the story.
Yeah.
The origin.
Yeah, I wish I dove deeper.
But he's definitely is definitely a terrifying entity, though.
Yeah. That's a spooky one, because I've heard, I've seen documentaries with people like killers, when they take other people's life, they say they feel some kind of power. You know what I mean? Like a satisfaction, or like they got, I don't know, man. Something I wouldn't want to do, but
yeah, of course you would feel powerful. Yeah. And you're playing God, really.
Yeah, exactly.
And then, but at the same time, though, you're they are actually in reality destroying themselves. Yeah. Without realizing it, because they're going to be creating their own hell, man.
It's awful, man. But anyway, Ted, let's get to your next story, unless you gotta add something.
Woo-wee. Oh no! Gotta get away from Jebediah, man.
Yeah. Jebediah Black. I tell you what, though, was more scary than that, Ted.
Water babies.
Oh no. Yeah. Oh, okay. So I don't know if this compares to water babies, man, but here's another witch. This is the Indiana witch. This one is called the Witch of Mill Dam, from Vigo County, Indiana. Deep in the forests near the Mill Dam Lake, there's a narrow, twisting path locals call Devil's Road. It's rarely found on maps, and those who drive it after dark often don't speak of it again. But those who do tell of one ghostly figure, an old woman with hollow eyes, known as the Witch of Mill Dam. The story goes that in the late 1800s, a widow named Edna Collins lived in a log cabin deep in the woods. After her husband vanished during a logging accident, Edna was said to have turned to dark magic. Animal bones hung from her rafters, and strange chanting was heard late at night. Locals whispered that Edna was conjuring the devil to bring her husband back from the dead. children who went missing in the area were rumored to have been sacrificed in those woods. And finally, when a mob came for Edna, they found her cabin in flames. But her body was never found. Only a burnt circle where her fireplace once stood, with a deep pit beneath it, as if something had tunneled up from hell itself. Today, drivers on the road say that if you turn your car off on Devil's Road at midnight, and then you whisper, "Edna, show me your eyes," you have to say it 3 times. The woods will go completely silent, and then the headlights flicker on by themselves. Standing in front of your car is a woman in black, her face like wax, her mouth sewn shut, and her eyes like deep, wet holes in her skull. She doesn't move until you blink. Some have returned to their vehicles to find deep claw marks across their hoods or muddy footsteps on their windshields from the inside. Others go missing entirely, only for their bodies to be found in the woods days later, their mouths burned shut and their eyes plucked out. They say the witch of Mill Dam still wanders the forest looking for her husband or someone to take his place.
That's your woman. That's your woman.
witch.
You finally got your woman.
No. I usually get a girlfriend out of these stories, man. I don't want the witch, man.
Edna. That reminds me. Edna was my first girlfriend in grade. In 4th grade, a girl named Edna. And,
really? I thought that's kind of an old-fashioned name, man.
It is. It just actually she was pretty, but
that must be. That's like a. That must have been a family name.
I bet it was, cause you know my name did not. I'm not. Don't say it.
Well, sorry.
I got an old-fashioned name, too. I do,
I guess it is. I guess I do too. In a way.
Yeah. But she got mad at me and broke up because you know how your kids and my cousin was there, and he was looking back. He was jealous because I had a girlfriend. But he said, tell her she smells like Lysol. And I told her, I said, you smell like Lysol. And she started crying, man. Dude. Oh, yeah, but no. She was pretty. She was tall, pretty. You could tell that she was, I don't know, how do you say the word? She didn't have money. You know what I mean? You could tell, I guess, I don't know.
She was humble.
Yeah, you know what I mean. But anyway, she was a pretty girl, my first girlfriend. I remember her whole name now, Edna Hamilton. I had to try to search for her. But she was a pretty girl, long black hair. Yep. That triggered memories, Ted. It really did. And forgot about it. But dude, this is another scary one. Shit.
It is. Yeah, it is. This one is kind of fun because it has a little more of a backstory to it. I think Indiana, man, they got some good ghost stories. I gotta give it to Indiana, man, because they got some good ones, man. They got some scary ones too. These are freaking scary, dude.
Yeah. So what did she do? Why did she become a witch? Because her husband went missing?
Her husband died, so she turned to necromancy.
Yeah.
She turned to Satanism, man.
To bring her husband back. Yeah.
To try to get her power. And then she started, so then the devil made a deal with her, and she was supposed to start sacrificing children in order to get enough power to bring her husband back. But she never got to that point because a mob came to her. And now what's kind of this is kind of the interesting part about the story is that when the mob, they were gonna come get her,
Uh-huh.
but when they got to her cabin, it was already on fire, and when they looked into the place where her fireplace was, there was like it looked like something had burrowed up from underground from like
Wow.
the depths of hell. So what happened there? Right?
She might have went down there. You know.
You know. Well, yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, I probably, most likely, right? No.
Yeah.
Well, so maybe the deal she made with the devil was that she wanted to be reunited with her husband.
Yep.
And that does not necessarily mean that you're gonna get reunited in life.
No.
you might be reunited in the afterlife in a very hot place.
Yep. She got tricked, dude. I think she got tricked.
She got tricked. So all the sacrifices she was making, the evil sacrifices gave the underworld forces enough power to come get her.
Yeah, because she sounded like some kind of Black Mirror episode there. But she deserved it, though. She deserved to die.
And then she obviously made enough of an impression on the on the boss of Hades that she was allowed to come back every once in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because she definitely makes appearances, right?
Yeah.
If she's called upon. And who would be you're either a daredevil or you're just an idiot. To call on Edna, man.
Oh God, man. Edna, that's some scary shit there.
That's like calling on Bloody Mary, It's like, oh boy.
Why does people want to tempt like that, though, man? I know when I was a kid, though, there was places I'd go out in the back roads. It was supposed to be a witch's house, and
yeah,
and I had a cousin. He would make me like get the teenage girls and stuff, and had this dam that was 3 miles down there by the Indian burial grounds. It was the Native American burial grounds. It's real famous, the Spiral Mounds. And it was close by the river, and there was a dam there, And what we'd do, we've done it a couple times. He would go down there, drive and park his vehicle, and he had a pickup truck, and put it in the weeds, and he had a bicycle, and he would throw a sheet over him and have a headlamp, because we would say that there was a boy that got killed on the back roads, and the boy on the bike, we called him. So he would be pedaling in the distance, and we would drive, and we'd say, let's go see if we could see the boy on the bike, And we'd go down there, and you'd see him on a bike. From a distance, it was scary looking, though. Because you couldn't really tell, he had a sheet on him. And we would do shit like that. And then he had a train trestle that was really scary. Ted, I think he welded it up. Okay, he had this train trestle. I almost pulled a stand by me. Almost got hit one time. Don't play on the railroad tracks. But under the train trestles, though, like under it, attached to it was a tunnel, like this metal. It was like a compartment that went all the way under the train trestles to the other side. And it was like a metal box, but it was big enough that you could walk in. It was actually pretty big. It was probably about, I don't know, maybe 10 foot wide. Okay. And when you'd get in it, you'd open the door, and it would have a latch, like boom, you'd open it up. When you'd walk in it, maybe about 30, 40 feet, and there was another door, and you'd open it. It's pitch black in there, dude, too.
What was the purpose of this?
I do not know. Ted. That triggered another memory trigger. But we would go in it as kids, and and we would have flashlights, and we'd play like they'd go out, and it was total darkness, dude. And this it had to go to about 200 feet. I think about that all the time. What was the purpose?
It sounds okay. Well, if they built it under the train tracks, it sounds like it was some sort of maintenance tunnel, right? Yeah. If they ever had to get to the underside of the train tracks for some reason, but I don't know. Was it a tunnel built for, let's say, a passenger train that broke down in the middle of the bridge? Yeah. Maybe it was an evacuation tunnel.
That's probably what it was, Ted, right there. You nailed it. I bet you that's what it was, because it was old ass. I mean, people would go down there with their pew-pews all the time, and it was the bottoms, They called it the bottoms, it was down by the river, and there was certain crops that I know that they would, like spinach and different stuff, and we would go rabbit hunting down there at night and stuff like that in the wintertime. So it was a place that I spent a lot when I was a teenager in my early 20s. But I remember us going through there, dude, and but they ended up, somebody must have done so, because they ended up welding it. Because if you shut that door, dude, you would probably suffocate, in one compartment after a while, because there was
no ventilation.
I don't remember it, dude. There probably was a way, like you said, there was probably a way that you could. I bet you there was. You went so far, and I bet there was a ladder that went up to the railroad tracks, like you said. So you could probably physically, if you broke down the railroad tracks, get out of the car, walk down a ladder into that tunnel. I bet you anything. Because you get on the railroad tracks, dude. We were playing on them. We were teenagers. We were stupid. And I got walking. There was a train coming, and when you would run, you couldn't run because there was a railroad tie, and then it was nothing but space in the middle. I mean, like a foot. So you had to, you know what I mean? It was dangerous to be on them. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and it was very dangerous. But I come like probably 3 seconds from getting hit. Yeah, I was being stupid. But it was a scary deal. But anyway, that deal with Edna, man, that's pretty scary. But people tempting things like that, I mean, going to, it's just, you shouldn't play with the dark arts or trying to summon, because people do it for a joke, but, it's real. Believe me. Yeah. There's some scary shit out there, too. Really is. But if you ain't got nothing to add, you have anything there?
Man, these are scary ones, man. Okay, I don't know if I want to hear the next one, man.
all right, Ted. Okay.
No, it's okay.
It's only the last one. It's called The Legend of Diana of the Dunes, Indiana Dune State Park. It says is this your one, Reed, or me?
It's you.
Oh, gosh. Okay, yeah, you're right. Along the windswept shores of Lake Michigan, near what is now the Indiana Dunes State Park, there's a ghostly legend that part mystery, part heartbreak, and full-on haunting. Diana of the Dunes was once a woman, Alice Mabel Gray, a highly educated woman from a wealthy Chicago family. But in the 1910s, Alice abandoned her privileged life and moved into a shack on the sand dunes, seeking solitude and a deeper connection to nature. Locals thought she was mad, bathing nude in the icy lake, wandering barefoot through the dunes, talking to herself. But others admired her spirit. The newspaper dubbed her Diana of the Dunes, comparing her to the Roman goddess of the wild. Things took a dark turn when she fell in love with a violent man named Paul Wilson, a drifter suspected of murder. He beat her, isolated her, and may have been responsible for her death. In 1925, Alice died under mysterious circumstances. Some say she was poisoned, others claim she drowned trying to escape him, but death didn't silence Diana. Ever since, countless hikers, campers, and rangers have seen a naked woman with long, tangled hair running along the lake's edge, disappearing into the fog. Others claim to see a pale figure standing at the top of the dune at sunset, staring slightly out over the water as if mourning something lost. More terrifying are the sightings of a shadowy male figure chasing her, always just behind, always vanishing when approached. They say if you visit the dunes at dusk and whisper her name, Diana, you might hear her answer, but be warned, if you see Paul too, run. Yeah, man. Dude, what's the deal with Paul?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, man. It's so man, you know what kind of found interesting about this one is that there was kind of like two stories in one with this, because the first part was like, you know, it was interesting that she became this. There was this whole idea of her leaving modern society to become sort of a person who lives in a shed in nature and such, right?
Yeah.
And she was kind of like a 1920s hippie, you know.
Yeah.
And then and so and then later in life she gets married to you know, an abusive you know, husband, and who it's suspected does her in eventually, right?
Yeah.
So you know, and then ever since then she's haunted the dunes. Now, well, it's pretty obvious why she haunted the dunes, because that's like where she loved to be. So
Yeah.
but the whole kind of angle on her being kind of the hippie personality was sort of you know, it seems like it is to kind of set up her look. Really, is when you imagine what she looks like in your mind's eye.
Yeah.
Having this tangled hair, and you know, this figure, this nude figure in the fog. You know, that she is you know, I don't know. It kind of seems like it to me.
Yeah,
But it doesn't sound like, but she doesn't do anything. She doesn't necessarily do anything. She's kind of a sad figure because she doesn't really do anything evil,
Yeah.
or she doesn't, you know, harm people in any way. You can still call out to her,
Yeah.
like you can, you know, the witch of the Mill Dam Road, but in Diana's case, she's sort of, you know, just a ghost. She doesn't really have a malevolent intent, really, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
It'll be kind of spooky to see it.
Yeah, it would be scary to see a naked ghost, you know, and then a dude running after her. But yeah, like you said, I don't think it's. I think she just, like you said, she was sick of the rat race and just wanted to come out there and be alone with nature. And she probably was murdered, you know, violently. And yeah, and that's why she's just haunted in her spirit. And that dude there is haunting her too. I wonder how he died, you know.
The ghost of Paul. Yeah.
And so you forget that Indiana's real close to Lake Michigan. That's when I first seen Lake Michigan. And I was in Indiana. I don't know, well, you know, I guess it was the northern part, but I guess it was. I can't remember. But dude, that Lake Michigan, it looks like a freaking ocean. Is that the one that
It's a great
huh?
It's a Great Lake. It's one
Yeah.
of the Great Lakes.
Yeah. Yep. Isn't that the one that Edward Fitzgerald? Where'd he go down at?
Edmund Fitzgerald.
Was it Lake Michigan or where? Lake Erie?
I gotta look it up.
The Great Lakes are huge, man. You look at that water on a map, dude. It looks like freaking ocean. Does it go?
Oh,
yeah, I mean, it doesn't go in
Man.
the ocean, but
And they got, I mean, you know, they get storms too, man. Bad storms out there.
yeah.
So let's see. The Edmund Fitzgerald of a big lake they call Gitche Gummy. So Gitche Gummy. All right.
Get your gummy.
Gitche Gummy. That's the Indian name. Which lake is Gitche Gummy? But dude, there's plenty of shipwrecks down there in those Great Lakes.
Yep. And
Oh, it's Lake Superior.
Lake Superior. Okay.
So
that's
it's
right.
not Lake Michigan.
So how many Great Lakes are there? 3?
Five, I think.
Wow,
think
that
there's
many?
5.
Dude, I need to go back to school. So there's Michigan, Erie, Lake Superior. That's, man, I think there's any more than that. The Great Lakes. So they're connected to a few states.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
In Indiana, man. So their most famous food is a pork tenderloin sandwich,
Yeah.
the sugar cream pie,
Damn.
and persimmon pudding.
Oh, persimmon. Neighbor had a persimmon tree when I was a kid, and we would get them and eat them a little bit. But some people would tell me, "Don't eat them, don't eat them." I thought, when I was a kid, I didn't know that you can actually, make them into a pie or whatever.
Oh yeah, man. Persimmons are pretty good.
Yeah, they had little seeds in them.
There's like a subtle flavor, They're
Yeah.
sweet. They're very, very sweet.
I always didn't think they were eatable, because
Well, you gotta wait till they're ripe.
Yeah. That way too, right? They was weird. They was kind of a weird fruit, man. You think about
There's
it.
two of them.
Really?
There's like a kind of a squat round one that's almost kind of like a. Well, I mean, it's good. It's a little firmer texture. Yeah. And then there's a different one that's kind of round like a tomato. And then that's the one.
That's the one.
Yeah, and you got to wait till it's like super ripe.
That's it. That's the one. Yep.
But that sugar cream pie that they make there in Indiana is called the Hoosier pie.
Ooh.
But it's just made of sugar, cream, and vanilla. It's
That's
like a vanilla cream pie.
Man, if I didn't have diabetes, I'd weigh 500 pounds. I'm telling you.
That's like, I mean, honestly, if I think about that, it kind of sounds like whipped cream.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
It's like the whipped cream in a pie shell.
Well, you can make what do you call it? Kool-Aid pies. They're easy to make, Ted. Look them up. And it's basically just that with like you get any flavor Kool-Aid. Yeah. And you just make a pie with it. Really easy. My ex made a few of them. I mean, they ain't the best tasting, It's just, but I mean, they taste good, but they ain't good restaurant made pie. I think that. What's your favorite pie and cake?
Dude. Pie. Oh man, my favorite one.
Yeah.
All right. Probably got to go with banana cream. Got to go with.
Oh man, that is good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. And then cake.
Yeah.
I mean, I gotta just go with standard chocolate, man.
Yeah. I think that Well, they got a place here called Ed Walker's. It's like a looks like a little 50s diner you can pull up, you know. And there was an Oprah Winfrey's ate there, I think. But anyway, they're famous for open, you know, those French dip sandwiches.
Oh yeah.
They're the best. But they have cakes in there, and it's like whatever they make, a couple of them, and they put them in them cake things. They'll see through, and once it's gone, you know. And they got my favorite cake is probably it's probably Italian cream.
What is that? What is that?
It's a Italian cream cake. It's look it up. It's like cream cheese type cake. It's really good. It's got nuts in it too.
Man. So
Yeah.
when my daughter was here on the weekend, and I made crepes. I really wanted to make crepes.
Oh God, I forgot about crepes.
So you know, and then I had for one, I gave her 2 crepes, one with Nutella, and then the other one had strawberry jam in it. But what I did was I mixed up whipped cream and cream cheese, whipped cream cheese, right?
Oh man, I love cream cheese.
And so I mixed these 2 together, and I put, because that's like what you're supposed to do for a crepe, man. And so I put this in the crepes, right? With, you know, one had this filling with the Nutella.
Yeah.
But dude, and I made these from scratch, man. She took like a little bite, and she didn't like the cream cheese.
Dude, that's crazy. Cream cheese is the best.
Man, I know.
Hey, I love cream cheese, man.
She'll
That's my favorite.
she'll get to the point where she likes cream cheese. You know, it's like she's at the point right now where she just doesn't like cream cheese.
Yeah, cream cheese is best, man. I'm telling you. But Italian cream, probably my favorite pie. You know, there was a pie my mom used to make of my ex. Was a millionaire pie, they call it. It's really good. It's got like nuts and cherries. It's got cream cheese is part of it too. They call it millionaire pie, and you can look the recipe up. Great pie. And then it was like a cheesecake type pie my mom would make, and my ex too. It was really good. I think it was like a cherry cheesecake. It's really good. So probably millionaire pie. I did chocolate pie. Man, making me hungry now. I gotta quit it. But probably the sweetest thing I eat, Ted, is I got, which are good, sugar-free Werther's candy are really good. I buy them.
Man.
And then sugar-free Jolly Ranchers. And they're expensive, you know, way expensive than other stuff. But if you get the chocolates like Hershey's and stuff, they give you the worst. I buy the ones that ain't got aspartame, you know, in it. And the sugar-free ones, but it gives you gas, dude. Worse is gas.
Really?
Yeah, sugar-free, whatever it is. Chocolate, I don't even eat it. If I'm going to eat anything, I'll eat a little something that's real, and that's it as far as, like, chocolate goes. Because it's not worth it, you know?
Wow.
Yeah. That sucks, man, being diabetic when it comes to eating food, dude. Because they're so, you know what I mean? Because I can eat like fried tater, which I'll eat fried potatoes, you know? But I just don't eat a lot of them. But the worstest thing I've seen as far as bad is probably pizza, man. Pizza is probably the worst. It's, of course, spaghetti is the worst. It's on me, man. I'm telling you, pizza is bad to eat, whatever they do. But I love it. Don't get me wrong.
Well, Indiana, man. I gotta say, with Indiana, that these were really, really fun because these were like American, like truly American scary stories, man.
Yeah, they
And,
were.
like,
There's some good ones. I enjoyed them, you know.
yeah. Like if I was to think of stories from, that horror movies are based on, right?
Yeah, there was some good
it's like,
ones.
these ones were.
Yeah,
Man.
I thought this would be like Texas would probably have some scary ones too, you know,
Mm-hmm.
like
Yeah.
these. But what do you think the next state is?
After Indiana,
Yeah,
what comes next after Indiana? Something that probably with an I,
yep.
and then it's Iowa.
Yep, Iowa. It's the last I. Yeah, that'll be
all right.
number 15. We're getting up there.
We
We are getting up there.
Yeah, man, it's fun, man. It's fun to hear all these different stories, and
Well,
Indiana's got some good ones.
I think Indiana's probably the spookiest one we've done so far.
Yeah. I agree. It's got some scary
Yeah,
ones.
it really does. But anyway, Ted, if you ain't got nothing to add,
No, sir.
all right then. Well, you guys know the drill. Look under your bed. Look in your closet. Make sure there's no water babies in there. And we'll see you next time, guys. Sorry we went on the rabbit trail, but hope you enjoyed it. Till next time, peace out, everyone.